Anyway, let's get to our final topic and let's talk about Hunter Schafer, who is opening up about her I was gonna say her passport woes as a trans woman. So yeah, Hunter Schafer, one of Hollywood's highest profile and most in-demand trans performers, has opened up in a revelatory and rare 8-minute video posted on social media to explain her response to receiving a new passport with her sex listed as the gender she was born with, which would be male. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and go and play the whole video, but I'm going to give you, excuse me, a rundown of what has transpired. So now, shout out to Variety for this story. So it says, Euphoria star Hunter Schafer posted a video on her TikTok story in which she revealed that her renewed passport lists her gender as male following Donald Trump's executive order declaring the government will only recognize two genders, male and female. Now, Schafer is one of the most prominent trans actors in Hollywood thanks to her roles in Euphoria, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Amazon's upcoming Blade Runner 2099, which also stars Michelle Yeoh, by the way, and I'm really looking forward to that. And sidebar, look, when you look at Hunter Schafer, not even T.S. Madison knew she was trans and gagged, and because she found that out when she was on Roscoe's, and she was like, "Well, if she's like she's trans, how y'all gonna police us in the bathrooms? Like you don't know, you're not gonna know." So she said, I'm sure most of us remember on, I think, the first day of Trump's presidency, he signed an executive order to declare only two genders recognized by the state, male and female assigned at birth. This is what she said in the video. Now, as a result of this, which I wrote down because I want to get it right, the Bureau of Consular Affairs has frozen passport application requesting a gender marker change or renewals new applications with a gender marker differing from an applicant's gender assigned at birth. Now, Schafer admitted she initially doubted much such a policy would go into action because our president is a lot of talk, and today I saw it on my new passport, male. Well, I don't know why. You know what? I'm not going to windmill you in too hard, Hunter, but when it comes to Trump, he has literally promised everything that he was going to do. That was a part of Project 2025 that he said he don't know nothing about, by the way. He's following through. Now, lowering the price of eggs and stuff, he still ain't do that yet. Because remember, he said he was going to do that on day one. He also said he was going to end the war in Palestine and the Ukraine. War still going on. But, and didn't we already have, like, some of Hamas releasing hostages? So, it's funny how, like, when it comes down to this, it's like, yeah, he's keeping his promises because he's got to pay back those debts that, you know, all those people that gave him money for his campaign, particularly Elon Musk, who gave him almost $300 million for him to infiltrate our government. So now to specify, my gender markers were first changed in my teens when I first got my driver's license and then passports following. All have been female since then. This is what she said. Hasn't really been a problem. However, last year when I was filming in Barcelona, our car got broken into and my bag got stolen. And inside of that was my passport, which was supposed to last me up until my 30s. So I got an emergency passport, which was very simple at the time. It's basically just a copy of my old passport, but temporarily, and only supposed to be used within the year. So as soon as I got back to the States, I had to get this fixed and get it replaced with a real proper passport, which I went to the Federal Passport Agency today in LA and did. I've had to do this one time before. No part of the process was different. I filled everything out just like I normally would, put female, and when I was picked up today, when it was picked up today and opened it up, they had changed the marker to male. But how would anyone actually know that? Because if she went through all the proper channels and stuff of being identified as female, unless some smug POS was in the office and knew of Hunter Schafer in the picture and know her from Euphoria and other things, because she is a very famous, one of the most famous trans actors out here. They literally did that on purpose. So they said that Schafer said that she was speaking out on the matter not to create drama or receive consolation, but because it's worth noting the reality of the situation in that it is actually happening. And I was shocked because I don't know. I just didn't think it was going to actually happen. Oh, so she basically goes into it. She says, I never had my birth certificate changed. So this has led me to believe that I think the agencies who are in charge of the passports and this sort of thing are now required to cross-reference birth certificates, or I don't even exactly know what changed as far as the processing goes. But this is the first time this has happened to me since I changed my gender marker. She says, we're coming up on a decade now or something, and I do believe it is a direct result of the administration our country is currently operating under. And I guess I'm just sort of scared of the way this stuff slowly gets implemented. She continued, I also want to say, I don't give a fuck what they put AM on my passport. It doesn't change really anything about me or my transness. However, it does make life a little harder. Personally, I mean, I haven't tested it out yet. I'll find out next week when I have to travel abroad with my new passport, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come along with having to out myself to like border patrol agents and that whole gig much more often than I would like to or is really necessary. And this is just my personal circumstance and thinking about the trans women who this might be also be happening to our or other trans people, the list only gets longer as far as the intricacies that come along with the difficulty that this brings into real life shit. Saying trans people are beautiful. We are never going to stop existing. I'm never going to stop being a trans or being trans, sorry. A letter on a passport can't change that. And fuck this administration. I don't really have an answer on what to do about this, but I feel like it's important to share. This is real. So, yeah, fuck. Now, she also is said to reprise her role as Jules in the upcoming third season of Euphoria, which I also heard is well, it's in production, but it's also their final season, from what I'm hearing. Well, yeah, at this point, yep, as long as y'all had people wait for this final season, you might as well just wrap it up. Like everybody's ready to move on. Everybody's careers is big down. I don't know, is Jacob Elordi's career is blown up, Sydney Sweeney's career is blown up. Zendaya's career is blown up, which I'm hearing sidebar. Will Smith is trying to get her to be in Hancock sequel, probably to play his daughter. And what else? And Hunter Schafer, yeah, her career has blown up since then. Like she's been in a lot of great films. I liked her in Cuckoo, even though the movie wasn't all that great. I did like her in it. And every other thing that she's appeared in, I actually like. And she was recently on RuPaul's Drag Race. I thought she did a phenomenal job as a judge, a guest judge. So I do agree. This is actually scary. And I think that, you know what? I'm glad that she brought this to light because, you know what? Sometimes things don't hit people unless it happens to someone famous. And the fact of the matter is, this is something that she's going through. I didn't even know, like, it was because I'm not a trans person, that when it comes down to your being transgender, do you have to go through the channels of I have to change my birth certificate, the gender on that, or whatever the case is? Because, like she said, and I'm not even confused. I don't know what they did to go and be like, oh, we're just not going to put female on it. We're going to actually put male on her passport. That's not, technically, that is the gender she was assigned at birth. However, that is not who she is. And this ignoramus situation that's going on with our federal government being overtaken by this wannabe fascist, this tyrant, this wannabe dictator, this person that's calling and talking about long live the damn king. Motherflower, you wish. I will never bow down to your white ass ever in life. You have to take my life before I do that shit. I don't bow to nobody. Only time you see me getting on my knees is if I'm eating somebody's ass or I got your peen in my mouth. That's the only time I'm ever doing that. I will never bow down to some grown ass man that wants the respect. You do that. You tell your kids to bow down to you. So yeah, so I love the fact that she's bringing it to the attention, so that way people have an idea of how serious this really is, and the dark times that we're currently in. Lord Jesus, about to be a long 4 years. I cannot wait for this mess to be over. So yeah, she said that it has not, to wrap this up, it has not just happened naturally by any means. If I let it happen, it would still be giving transsexual actress before every article ever. This is what she said in GQ magazine last year. And look, she's worked as a person that I'm more than just being trans. I'm an actress. I'm not a transsexual actress. And here we go with the government about to constantly, if I'm traveling out of the country for work, every time I land on off a plane in America and I got to go through customs and deal with the border patrol and all this other stuff, Now I got to constantly be sweating and getting anxiety and having the stress of these whoever's there at the border patrol being ignorant because they see a female on the outside, but then you looking at my damn passport and you seeing the gender that I was born, but not that I am. So shout out to Hunter Schafer and shout out to all the trans people that have to endure this. Unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna be a long 4 years. I can't wait for this mess to be over. And you think that the other side to be having the cojones to stand up outside of Maxwell Frost, AOC, and Jasmine Crockett, but everybody else out here running around like a bunch of damn pussies. Whatever. So I want to hear from y'all. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.